Everybody, welcome to your 4 to 5. Eric Chilton, Chad Silver, Sloot, Hunter Funk. You better. That's right.
That's
Everybody's
mine,
got their thing. Now.
What's yours?
Yeah, you need one.
I
now.
don't have. I'm always like the guy reading the names.
He's
so
like,
You should
the
just
papers.
tap on your pocket square.
Yeah.
just some random
Right,
thing.
very random.
We're going to talk about forecast in a minute. Obviously, Friday is a concern. We're seeing high school games change and all this stuff. So we'll break that down for you coming up.
All right, well, taking a look at your headlines right now. Winston-Salem police say it's a growing problem across the city. Kia and Hyundais continue to be stolen in an initiative to protect the most vulnerable cars. Now, the department handed out about 130 free steering wheel locks today. This is the second giveaway so far, and that number is only half of what the department expected to hand out, but there were shipping delays. Police say they plan to give out more soon when the shipments arrive because they're quick to go.
Everybody was very thankful. Everybody was very patient. Like I said, some people waited here for over an hour, so they were very appreciative.
These locks help prevent thefts. If you remember earlier this year, a trend went viral on TikTok. It shows people the flaw in the security systems of these cars, allowing them to be stolen in a matter of minutes. Grace experienced that challenge firsthand. She lives in Winston-Salem and says about 2 months ago, she was headed to work, and as she walked outside to her car, it was gone. After making a police report 7 days later, police found her car in a field. The thieves allegedly broke the back window. Her car was in the shop for 6 weeks, and even though she bought a lock and several alarms for the car, she traded it in a few days later, saying she didn't feel safe anymore.
I got it back. I couldn't sleep. Truly, it's the most unsettling thing that's ever happened to me. I know it's a car, but it was just the fact that it was gone, and I didn't know where it was.
And now she urges people to spread the message and get something to protect your car if you have these models. I thought the biggest thing that I appreciated about her too was she'll see these cars that she knows are, the most vulnerable, and she'll like go after them and say, hey, do you have something to protect your car?
Oh, wow.
Because a lot of people don't realize it.
I can't imagine walking out and your car is just gone.
Yeah.
Right.
I've had someone a long time ago break into my car. That was one thing. The window was busted, but to go out and the car is completely missing, I mean, that affects you.
And I know that Kia and Hyundai have come out with some sort of patch or a fix for it, but we've been getting some calls that wants to know that owners have been trying to get their vehicles into the dealership, but there's such a backlog that it's taking weeks or months to get this patch, I guess, in place. So, I mean, and then every day you're wondering, gosh, will it happen to me?
Yeah.
Isn't it funny that it all comes back to something as simple as locking the steering wheel, that we have all this technology that you can protect your car by locking the steering
It's a
wheel.
metal rod.
Yep, that's true.
Sometimes it's just like the old school technology, right? Because everything's digital and electronic, and that kind of stuff can be hacked. So
Can't drive a car if you can't steer it.
That's true. Well, the effort to crack down on vehicle thefts come as the police department is addressing violent crime. There have been multiple shootings over the last week. Some were deadly. Police say they've investigated 40 homicides this year compared to 33 this time last year. Today during a news conference, Chief William Penn talked about efforts to stop it.
We are working towards restarting saturation patrol throughout the city. We're allowing patrol officers that are on the shift in a district, in your communities, to continue to patrol those areas and use their time for proactive activities.
The department is encouraging people to sign up for its shared camera registry program. That's where you can give access to your surveillance doorbell cameras if and when there is a crime that occurs in your area. Meantime, Mayor Alan Joynes says he's frustrated but optimistic there's a solution. In a statement this week, he wrote, "We have hopes that some of our community violence reduction programs that we have put in place, such as Cure Violence, will successfully reduce such situations by providing interventions to address behavior change and anger management. Unfortunately, these isolated incidents occur without notice or ability for our police to intervene. We will continue to work hard to keep our city safe."
After nearly 2 decades since her disappearance, a suspect is being held accountable in the Natalee Holloway case. Joran Sloot, the suspect in her 2005 disappearance, pleaded guilty in court to extorting and defrauding Holloway's mom. Sloot is accused of getting $25,000 from Beth Holloway in exchange for the location of her daughter's remains, but he gave her fake information. Natalie's mom says he also confessed to killing her daughter. She spoke to the media following the revelation in court.
Thanks to a lot of very smart and dedicated people here, I got the answer I've been searching for the past 18 years. Joran Vandersloot's confession means we have finally reached the end of our never-ending nightmare. And for me, reaching the end of the nightmare, being over, is better than closure. We finally, today, we got justice for Natalie.
Sloot was one of the last people seen with the 18-year-old before she vanished in Aruba. In 2007, Aruba authorities dropped the charges against him and 2 other people, citing insufficient evidence. Sloot was transferred to the United States from a prison in Peru back in June. He was there serving a 28-year sentence for a 2012 murder. Under the agreement between Peru and the United States, he will return to Peru to finish the murder sentence before being brought to the United States to serve whatever sentence he gets in the Holloway case.
So we mentioned at the top of the show that we've seen some changes, of course, in high school football games moving because of this rain that's moving into the area. So we thought we'd talk a little bit about this, specifically our Friday forecast. And we start with right now, because I kind of want you to see, you can see that counterclockwise circulation up there around Minneapolis. That's the low pressure center. And then that trailing cold front that will be moving through. So when you look at this over the next day or so, it gets closer to us. That trough kind of digs to the south. Of course, we'll get that southwest flow ahead of that, which keeps us a little on the warm side as we head into Thursday. But for Friday, when that front actually starts to move through, and that will happen kind of in the overnight, Thursday night into Friday, but still we'll see that rain. The high resolution futurecast kind of showing the clouds building in even as early as Thursday afternoon with that rain coming in Friday. So here's one particular model. Now you have to remember this is just one. We have many models that we look at and it shows about a ½ an inch of rain, but then right in the center of the triad you see that blue area there. That could be a ½ to an inch and a half of rain. So we'll keep you posted on that. So it's kind of a wide spread out forecast range for the amount of rainfall that we could see. And again, Friday will be on again, off again showery day. Should start clearing out for the weekend, and we'll have that forecast coming up.
Yeah, the chance for widespread rain has some high schools moving up their football games. More than 20 local games will now be played tomorrow instead of Friday. It includes 3 of the 4 matchups in the running for our Friday Football Fever Game of the Week. Time is running out to vote on the Game of the Week. The poll on our website closes in less than an hour. You can vote as many times as you'd like.
Let's get to your 4 to 5 roundup. Guilford County Schools is considering rebuilding Lindley Elementary. The district initially planned to only make major repairs, but architects determined it's beyond repair and needs major system upgrades. The group recommends tearing down the school and starting from scratch. Architects also say the building cannot keep up with the growing number of students in the area. The district plans to meet with parents before making a final decision. The district also approved pay raises for some of its workers. It means most classified workers like teacher assistants and bus drivers will start getting paid more at the end of the month. More than half of them will see their hourly wage go up by more than $2. Teachers are not included in this increase, but returning teachers are all getting $1,000 bonuses as part of this plan. The recent state budget also included teacher pay raises.
Greensboro City Council approved money for the Interactive Resource Center to continue running the Pallet Home program. As you know, the sheds give homeless people a place at Pomona Park to get out of the elements during the cold winter months. The city expects the pallet homes will go back up in a few weeks. Council also approved more than $1 million for improvements to the Elm Street Pisgah Church Road area. Leaders will hold public input meetings before finalizing those plans.
Well, since the pandemic, job fairs and job expos, they've become even more important than ever. The Reedville Chamber of Commerce knows this all too well, and they decided to create sort of a hybrid event to help out local businesses as well as the consumers themselves. I spoke to President Diane Sawyer to see what they're up to. Take a look. So Diane, let's talk about, how to kind of read the temperature of the room, what's happening in Rockingham County from a business standpoint.
This will be our second year post-pandemic that we are hosting this event. It's our 14th annual Business Expo, but we have the addition now since last year of the job fair. And the reason we did that is because a lot of our workforce has shifted and our folks just don't have the staff. So we added the job fair piece, and it's been tremendous. We had last year multiple people hired on the spot day of.
So obviously this event is meant to kind of help things grow, help businesses grow, help people have exposure to the businesses. Describe what this looks like.
So the expo, very excited about it. Name and sponsor Tri-State Steel. He's a returning sponsor. He is actually somebody who hired 2 people on the spot. He'd been looking for somebody that was bilingual for about 5 years. He found somebody at our event last year. That was the piece that we added, but it's on top of what is our traditional business expo. We've got about 65 vendors, both inside and outside, working with the Piedmont Triad Regional Council. We're going to have the job bus and NC Works. So we're going to have resume writing on hand, but also it's just for our nonprofits to show their the needs and the things that they're trying to do and provide in the community. It's for our businesses to show, hey, these are the products and services we offer in your community. I feel like our job is to educate the general population and to try to keep our young people here. And you drive by these businesses and you drive by these industries and you have no idea that baby wipes that you buy, pretty much no matter where, they're made right here in Reedville. Trying to let people know like what's right here in our community, and that although we're rural Reedville and Rockingham County, we have a lot going on.
So if you kind of peek into the crystal ball, the economic crystal ball for Reedville and Rockingham County, what do you think next 5 to 10 years may look like?
We are just seeing tremendous growth. Our chamber's up to about 440 members, which is very large for a city our size. And we just continue to see people opening businesses and becoming entrepreneurs and expanding their businesses. And 5 to 10 years, I say interstate plus casino 20 minutes away in Danville, plus people who are just putting a lot of effort and cashing their chips in on Reedville. Those things are going to continue to come. And when the interstate's official and that blue shield goes up, it's going to be awesome.
Diane, thanks for talking to us. Good luck with this event. This sounds phenomenal.
Thanks, Eric. It's a pleasure as always.
A lot of things happening. Yeah, she was saying that they've seen probably the most growth in the short term that they've seen in a long time, and new industries moving in. I love the way she terms the interstate. She goes, when that blue shield goes up, we're going to see a lot more traffic and a lot more people. So Rockingham County, she said, if you're looking to buy land, now is the time to get it in Rockingham because they expect this growth around Reedsville.
Huh, so I need to make an investment is what you're telling me.
That's what she
here.
said. It'll be worth a lot.
I mean, there is so much going on in the northern part of Guilford, but down up into Rockingham County,
True.
thanks to the casino going on in Danville, and then also, we've heard a lot and talked a lot about the villages at Summerfield Farms that's being built. Even if you think about it, if you think about PTI and the growth over there, that will absolutely spread into Rockingham County. There is just so much going on up there, and we should see a lot more of it in the future.
I mean, really, if you think about too, the Randolph Guilford mega site, like
Sure.
the southern parts, it's all around the central parts of the Triad.
It's crazy how fast it's growing. I'm having a hard time keeping track of all of them, which
It's
is
true.
a great thing.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Right.
As they say, buy land, they're not making any more. We'll be right back.
Britney Spears is back in the headlines again after she released a powerful new trailer for her soon-to-be released memoir called The Woman in Me.
In the book, she explains many tough moments in her life, including a pregnancy while she was dating Justin Timberlake.
Reliving everything that you're about to hear has been exciting, heart-wrenching, and emotional.
This is Britney Spears reading the introduction to her audiobook in a clip given exclusively to CBS News. Spears, who is now 41, started as a young girl from Kentwood, Louisiana, who loved to sing, and then in 1998, this song launched Spears into international stardom. She was 16.
Sometimes I run, sometimes I hide.
By 18, the Princess of Pop seemed to have found her prince in Justin Timberlake. The NSYNC heartthrob and Spears had known one another since childhood, singing together on the Mickey Mouse Club. Their relationship caused a sensation. However, in her new memoir, The Woman in Me, Spears says their high-profile romance wasn't what it seemed.
Hey, what's up, man?
Spears says she knew Timberlake had cheated on her, but decided to let it go. She also says she became pregnant with Timberlake's baby at one point in their relationship. Spears says Timberlake was unhappy about the surprise pregnancy and thought they were too young to have a child. They decided to terminate the pregnancy. Had it been her choice alone, Spears said, she would not have gone through with the abortion. August Brown is a music reporter at the LA Times.
Why do you think Britney's coming forward with this information now?
You know, if you kind of recall when she first came to fame in the late 90s, that was a real time when like purity culture and sort of evangelical Christianity was a real force in a lot of American life. She came out of the Deep South, and that was part of her kind of image. I'm sure that was a really heavy burden for her to carry for much of her life, and it probably took being released from the conservatorship and putting out this memoir for her to kind of have a context for that kind of news.
Jamie Yuccas, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Boy, every day there's, not every day, but all the time we just keep hearing so much more about her life that we hadn't heard about for so long.
I think she, that conservatorship issue, and now that that's gone, I think she feels like it's off her shoulders and she's free, and she wants to get it all out.
I was hearing too another piece in her book. She talks about when she shaved her head and how it was kind of this moment of like, listen, I'm so tired of being judged just for my body and what I look like, that she went into the hairstylist and said, cut my hair, and they wouldn't do it, so she just grabbed the buzzer and just did it herself. So that was a big moment too, now that she can talk about that moment, because we really haven't heard from her about that situation.
I mean, imagine being stifled. She couldn't express herself because of her image and because of her parents running her show, and I mean, now she can.
Yeah, I'm curious to hear what Justin Timberlake is going to say about this. I mean, those are some strong accusations to make in a book. I'm curious to hear, because he's got to have some sort of reaction, some sort of response to it. So we'll see what
Married
comes
with
from
a family
that.
now, right?
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. All right, we'll be right back. We got a little rain on the way for our Friday. The big question, I think a lot of people are saying, okay, we know Friday has some rain. Now, the rainfall amount still kind of in question here. Some of the models say about a half an inch, others go up to an inch or a little more. Probably that range is a half an inch to an inch, and quite possibly a little bit more in the southern Piedmont, but overall, it's probably just an on-again, off-again rainy day with periods of heavy showers, not constant heavy rains. But we're going to watch this closely. It really all depends on the front and the speed of that thing going through. But 60s for us right now, upper 60s for the most part. Overnight lows tonight with clear skies will drop down to 45 with a high tomorrow of 70. Boy, that is a beautiful day. I think Thursday is one of our best days. Partly cloudy starting out on Thursday, then we add clouds to the mix Thursday night with that rain approaching, and you can see there is the front. It's way back toward St. Louis right now, but it'll be here. Friday, it's a 50-50 shot of scattered showers. Could be heavy at times, but I think for the most part it's on again, off again rain. And then this weekend, a little breezy Saturday, 64, and sunshine Sunday, 65. We're back to the mid to upper 60s with sun for Monday and Tuesday.
Several rescued beagles met at Capitol Hill to stand with lawmakers on an important issue. The adorable canines were rescued from horrific conditions at a mass breeding facility in Virginia last year. But today, their story was used to advocate for animals all around.
Yeah, they joined lawmakers and animal advocates to lobby for the passage of what's called the Better Care for Animals Act. It would give the Justice Department power to crack down on animal abuse cases and take action against puppy mills.
It's important to me personally because I like dogs and animals better than people on a bad day.
We are accountable for how we protect animals in our society, and we owe them better than we're providing right now.
The beagles were among 4,000 other animals rescued last year. Fortunately, they found forever homes with the help of the Humane Society. Eric, you pointed out just there, you can see him just hanging
He's
down.
just
like,
hanging out.
This is life.
Beagles are so cute. I mean, to me, they're like the ultimate little family dog.
Yeah.
So Christian Morgan said he grew up with Beagles, I think.
I like that they're taking some sort of action. I mean,
Yeah.
we see puppy mills all the time.
Yeah.
And it's heartbreaking because, I mean, I feel like they just continue to go and people continue to adopt animals from them, either willingly or unknowingly,
Yeah.
and something's got to change.
Yeah, because really they look at it as just a money machine. You know, sometimes a lot of the times the dogs are not kept in good condition
Yeah.
at all.
And I mean, there's so many options at the Humane Societies. I got my best friend there, and I know a
Yes.
lot of us have. And
Right.
I mean, that's such a big key thing, is just help out the place that really needs it.
I love the idea. Adopt, don't shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very good. If you walk through, it's hard to get out of there without taking a dog.
Yeah, it happened to you,
Yes,
right?
it did. It did. Well, somebody
That's true.
rescued it, and he almost went to the shelter, and we got him before. But
Lucky.
lucky,
Yeah.
yes. He's a crazy dog.
Crazy
More
dog.
about that another time. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the 4 to 5. Eric, Chad, and Hunter with you on this Wednesday.
For the first time this week, I've looked back and I can see blue sky.
I know, nice.
On the sky cam.
Honestly, tomorrow is probably one of the best days we're going to see for the next 7, so get out and enjoy that one.
I'm
70s,
going golfing.
well, barely up to 70 and then some sunshine, but we have rain on Friday.
Yeah. Take advantage.
Yep.
Right.
All right, looking at your headlines. After nearly 2 decades of fighting for justice, family now has much needed closure. Joran Vandersloot, the suspect in Natalee Holloway's 2005 disappearance, pleaded guilty in court to extorting and defrauding Holloway's mom.
Vandersloot is accused of getting $25,000 from Beth Holloway in exchange for the location of her daughter's remains, but he gave her fake information. Natalie's mom says he also confessed to killing her daughter.
Thanks to a lot of very smart and dedicated people here, I got the answer I've been searching for the past 18 years. Joran Vandersloot's confession means we have finally reached the end of our never-ending nightmare. And for me, reaching the end of the nightmare. Being over is better than closure. We finally, today, we got justice for Natalie.
Sloot was one of the last people seen with the 18-year-old before she vanished in Aruba. In 2007, Aruba authorities dropped the charges against him and 2 other people, citing insufficient evidence. Sloot was transferred to the United States from a prison in Peru in June. He was there serving a 28-year sentence for a 2012 murder. Under the agreement between Peru and the United States, he will return to Peru to finish the murder sentence before being brought back to the U.S. to serve whatever sentence he gets in the Holloway case.
All right, to the war in the Middle East now. Israel says it'll allow limited amounts of humanitarian aid to Palestinian civilians in the Gaza Strip. It comes after a request from President Biden, who paid a rare wartime visit to the Jewish nation today. Tensions in the region are escalating even further following a deadly blast at a Gaza City hospital.
President Biden left Israel after paying a wartime visit to the U.S. ally as it fights Hamas in the wake of the Palestinian terror group's brutal attacks.
You can't look at what has happened here to your mothers, your fathers, your grandparents, sons, daughters, children, even babies, and not scream out for justice. Justice must be done.
The president's trip was complicated by a massive explosion Tuesday at a Gaza hospital. Hamas blames an Israeli airstrike, but Israel strongly denies it, releasing videos and other information it claims shows it wasn't behind the deadly blast.
Based on the information we've seen to date, it appears the result of an errant rocket fired by a terrorist group in Gaza.
The hospital blast has further escalated tensions in the region. In Beirut, Lebanese security forces used tear gas and a water cannon on protesters near the U.S. Embassy.
America is the devil, the real devil, because they supported Israel.
During his remarks, President Biden said he would ask Congress for an unprecedented support package for Israel's defense. He also announced $100 million in new U.S. funding for humanitarian assistance in both Gaza and the West Bank.
The vast majority of Palestinians are not Hamas. Hamas does not represent the Palestinian people.
Family members of Israelis kidnapped by Hamas made a plea to President Biden to help get their loved ones back.
My 3 grandchildren and my daughter-in-law are in Gaza. I want them back now.
The president said he has no higher priority than the hostages' safe return.
It is not clear when the aid to Gaza would start flowing or how much.
Temperatures look pretty good for us, at least in the short term. You're looking at mid to upper 60s. This is very comfortable, right? It's a little bit below normal for us this time of the year, not much. 67 in Greensboro, 66 Asheboro, up to 70 though in Troy, Walnut Cove at 66, Mount Airy with a temperature of 65. Lows tonight in the mid 40s, which means that'll be your temperature to start the day for tomorrow with that 45-degree reading and mostly clear skies. Beautiful Thursday here, sunny. Well, partly cloudy, let's say. Start out probably with fewer clouds, end up with more clouds. So partly cloudy in the middle of the day and a high temperature of 70. Really comfortable. Next frontal system, that moves in. You can see it here. It's a good distance away for now, but that will get here by Friday. The big question is how much rain with this? And models are a little bit all over the place. Anywhere from ½ inch to an inch is probably an average, but it'll be enough rain. And then we could see pockets of more. It really just depends on the speed and the development of that front. But we do think that is pretty much an on again, off again, showery all day kind of thing on Friday, and then hopefully out of here by the weekend. But on the backside of that front, though, a little bit breezy, but let's go with 67 with a 50-50 shot of rain on Friday. Saturday, Sunday, mid-60s and clear, and then sunshine for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We've got 66 on Monday, 67 Tuesday, and back to normal, low 70s by Wednesday.
Let's get to your 4 to 5 roundup now. Out of Washington, Ohio Representative Jim Jordan fell short again today to get enough votes to be Speaker of the House. He was 18 votes shy of winning the seat. Democratic nominee Hakeem Jeffries received 212 votes, although it's impossible for him to reach 217 unless they can convince a handful of Republicans to join them. Some lawmakers are pushing to keep North Carolina Representative Patrick McHenry as the Speaker.
Governor Roy Cooper has filed a lawsuit to block a new election bill. This comes after Republicans recently overrode a veto, making changes to the State Board of Elections. In this new bill, the governor would lose the power to pick election board members. Instead, lawmakers would appoint members. Republicans say the law helps ensure fairness. Voters rejected a similar measure in 2018.
There's a new effort to get you medication, and it comes from the sky. Amazon is testing a new way to deliver medicine by using drones. Customers in College Station, Texas can now get their drugs an hour after ordering them. Amazon says customers will be able to choose from 500 different medications. It's not clear at this point when the program will expand. Early voting for the November election kicks off tomorrow. Through November 4th, you can register and vote at the same time, which is something you cannot do on Election Day, which is November 7th. As a reminder, state law now requires you to show a photo ID when you go to vote. The state says you can get a free ID at your local county board of elections. If you don't bring your ID to vote, you're not completely out of luck.
They can vote and then return to the county board of elections after Election Day and before the county canvass and show an ID to have their ballot counted. County canvass is the 10th day after Election Day, so a voter who comes back with their ID has up until 9 days after Election Day to bring their ID in.
The voters who don't show ID will also have to fill out an exemption form. Singer-songwriter John Legend is using his voice for a good cause. He's teaming up with Pfizer's Got Booster campaign to help push the importance of COVID vaccines. Legend says he's not only stressing this message to the public, but also to his loved ones.
I think it's great for my family. I believe in making sure everyone in my family is protected. And, you know, the thing about the virus is it changes, it mutates. And so it's good to have vaccines that are updated.
Both Pfizer and Moderna say their updated COVID shots have been tweaked to better protect against COVID variants. They're both approved by the FDA for people 12 and older. And this week, I started a new tradition last year. I go and get the COVID booster and the flu shot at the same time. One in each arm. So for the next day, I can't move my arms, but I feel protected.
So you're anchoring newscasts
Chad's
like this.
is really stiff, yeah.
Right. You can do that, and it's not going to hurt you. A lot of people were all concerned about that.
Yeah, we
at the
verified
same
that
time.
one.
I haven't done my COVID booster yet, but I am going to do
I haven't doubled up like that, like at the
Get it
same
over
time.
Yeah, you just get it over with,
My problem though, I hate needles, so like you can't turn. You're
well,
stuck
one at a
just
time.
like.
Well, yeah, they do them one at a time. Fortunately, it's not like at the same time.
See, I just imagine them just like, okay, 1, 2, but maybe that would be better, and I'm just
That's
like
what I
this, you know, if they let me.
I'm ready for the day when they can just combine them both into one shot, and then you just do it one time.
Easy done.
I imagine it'll come
That
next year.
will come. That's what I think. The next couple years,
They're so quick.
it's just a part of. It's just like the flu shot now, you know, you just get the booster when you
And
need
out
to.
and on your way.
That's it. I go to my CVS all the time and get them every year. All right, we're coming right back in just a second. Stay there.
The Guinness Book of World Records has named the hottest pepper in the world, and it's from South Carolina.
It is called Pepper X, and experts say it's 3 times hotter than the formal record holder, the Carolina Reaper. Fun fact. The mad scientist behind this, Eddie Curie, a hot pepper expert based out of Fort Mill.
Suffering unbelievably. I couldn't move.
Not quite the sales pitch one would expect to hear when looking to try a new product. More of a dire warning from a self-proclaimed mad scientist.
It is brutal and it is painful.
Ed Curry is the founder of the Puckerbutt Pepper Company in Fort Mill. He came up with the Carolina Reaper and now Pepper X. What he does makes his business truly live up to its name.
Hottest pepper in the world at 2.693 million Scoville heat units.
Scoville heat units are how heat in peppers is measured. Curry even has the hardware to prove the heat, grabbing the Guinness Book of World Records for the hottest pepper on the planet.
Women handle it a lot better than men. Men think they're dying. Women are like, oh yeah.
Curry bioengineers new pepper seeds until he perfects the recipe. In this case, it took him 13 years to create what he's calling Pepper X, and the secrecy around it has everybody on high alert. Because there are so many people and companies out there trying to steal what this little pepper can do, the actual growing process is kept under lock and key. I can't even show you where this farm is. Ron Edwards is a farmer here and tells me they've caught plenty of people snooping around trying to get the secret of Pepper X.
It's really a big deal, bigger than I ever thought it would be.
Curry says the secret is really about cross-pollination, finding out what works and what doesn't.
They've gotten a lot hotter since we started.
But for those who think they can handle the heat of the raw pepper, a warning from somebody who knows firsthand.
And I don't recommend that anybody try this.
I mean, that's so hot, it can be dangerous. As Chad was talking about that Scoville scale, a jalapeno has 3,000 Scoville units, and he said this is 3-point-something million. Million.
I went to Natty Greens the other day and got like a buffalo chicken wrap, and I was like tearing up at that.
And that
like,
was just pepper.
You, right?
That was just
Yeah.
pepper in there. I'm just kidding.
That was just pepper, you guys.
Regular pepper.
A mild buffalo sauce.
I'll bet you can't even take that pepper and just touch it to your tongue without having a horrible effect.
I think that people who try the hottest things on the planet are just a whole different crazy.
It's true.
I mean, like, why? What's the point? You're not going to, like, there's no way that anybody can try that and enjoy it.
That's true.
And it gets to a point where it's survival, not taste anymore, right? Like habaneros are hot, right? And I love that. When you get into ghost pepper realm, it almost becomes more of, can I just get through this and not, it doesn't taste.
I love the name of the company, Puckerbutt.
Puckerbutt. They've been around for a while. No comment.
No comment. All right, Hunter.
I can't with you guys. Okay, let's turn this around. All right, it turns out robots can be decent chefs. A restaurant chain called Sweet Green has a new robot chef in the kitchen making salads. The company began this initiative back in May to help speed up customer service and those wait times and cut the labor costs. So this is how it works. You walk in, you place your order on a digital tablet, the order goes to a robot that pushes the ingredients out of a tube to make your so-called delicious salad. Now there's other chains testing out automated systems like Chipotle and White Castle. I know Chipotle, we've heard it's their avocados, right? It's like peeling the avocados to make that system faster. It's not taking away jobs, but I think that's a big question that a lot of people have. Is it going to take away jobs?
It's funny that when you watch the video, it kind of looks like one of those like a food processor where you just put all the things in there and then it just comes out.
Yeah.
And,
like shakes it up.
Right.
So I did hear that it helps them save money because salads take the longest to put together with people. So this machine is just like throwing everything in that you choose, and so it saves time, I guess, because time is money in the fast food industry. So
I mean, that makes sense.
Well, how much do one of those robots cost?
A lot.
It's a big investment on the front end, right?
That's right.
But then hopefully it'll pay off later.
How often do they break down, you know?
I love salads, so I'll do that. But how do you clean that thing between people, between salads?
Yeah, like food allergies.
Maybe it's like the dishwasher where it just got as a self-cleaning, or the oven like a self-cleaning thing.
Whoosh.
I'll take that at home, please. Thank you very much. We'll be right back.
Well, here's something you don't see every day. A deer was caught on video swimming in the beach out at Pine Knoll Shore. Police say they spotted the deer during their morning beach patrol. They say the deer swam for about a third of a mile before returning back to the shore. So next time you're out at the beach, don't be surprised if a deer comes and joins you.
This thing, like, I was looking at this video the other day, and when it gets to the shoreline, it just gets up and runs away like it was just out for a morning swim.
Just like it's not a big deal at all.
I've never seen a deer on the beach, ever, in my life.
I'm thinking more mountains is
Yeah,
probably the right range. Is that common? Are they?
At the beach, not that I know of, unless, I mean, it'd have to be a really rural area for a deer to even make it there. There he goes. Look at that.
Oh my goodness.
He looks tired, don't you think?
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, see?
Like,
Look,
wow, I
almost like
really,
he got out there by mistake or something. Maybe a rip current got him and took him down.
I can
the,
see
you know?
that, yeah. I was going
That's-
to say it's kind of impressive that
Look at that.
the deer's handling that.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
All right, well, let's talk about the forecast because we do have, we've been mentioning rain for a while, and this is kind of a Friday thing, right? So I think we're okay, but actually tomorrow, in my opinion, is probably the best day we've seen in a while. Look at this for tonight. Clear and 45. That's comfortable. Winds out of the south, 5 to 10. That southerly flow will keep us a little bit warm, so we'll go up to 70 for tomorrow. Partly cloudy and a bit warmer than today. The front, you can see it's getting closer to us. It's got a ways to go yet, but still, that's that 50% chance of rain that we're talking about on Friday. Rain totals are still a little bit in question with this, but I think it's safe to say on again, off again showers for your Friday is kind of a guarantee, even though we may not see a huge amount of rain. 67 on Friday, but look at that weekend. Cool, but sunshine, mid-60s. Monday, Tuesday, sunny, 66 and 67, and we get back to normal, right on the money there. 71 for Wednesday of next week with plenty of sun.
If you need some extra motivation, just pay attention to the screen. A sophomore golfer at Waldorf University is not only having a great season on the course, he's also sharing his story about overcoming adversity after he made a life-changing decision last year that almost kept him off the links.
Keegan Bronson's life was flipped upside down last year after finding a lump on his leg.
The night before Thanksgiving, we figured the doctor called and said that it was a tumor, a cancerous tumor.
At just 19 years old, he had to make an extremely difficult decision. Either have major surgeries for the rest of his life or amputate his leg.
I jumped up and said, I'm gonna amputate it because then I can go back to my life as normal and I can do everything that I wanted to do.
His determined spirit fueled him in this decision. Bronson had about 2 months worth of chemo before the amputation surgery in February. After the operation, he went right back to work, going to physical therapy to learn how to walk with his new leg. Bronson told me he was on the golf course the very first day he had his prosthetic. Learning to walk was a trial and error process, trying different prosthetics until things clicked.
It went right away. The first step, I knew what I was doing and I was like, is that what it's supposed to feel like? And they yes. So then 2 days later, I was out of physical therapy.
He had no doubt in his mind he would golf again. His coach at Waldorf believed in him every step of the way and welcomed him back on the team with open arms.
I didn't know if he was going to pull my scholarship and I would have to kind of work my way back to get back to it. He definitely didn't have to. I could have just done it that way because I would have been determined enough. I'm a determined person to get good at something that I want to do, and I try to be the best I can at golf.
The operation has not hurt his game at all. In fact, Keegan says his stats this season are already better than last year.
It's amazing.
That's incredible.
You think about it, and some of you, if you're not a golfer, you may think well, it's his leg though, but he still hits, but no, your whole balance is so important in golf and how you deliver the ball, hit the club.
That's what I was thinking too, is your hips. Your hips are
yes,
the
that rotating
solid motion to get through. That's honestly where I struggle the most in my game. So it's impressive that he's got that figured out to go. I wonder what that process was, because at that point you're relearning a swing. I'm going through that process right now just because mine's horrible. But that's incredible that he's still doing it and doing well.
It's almost like starting over, I would think, unless it just naturally works with his body weight and his swing through, but that's
maybe you just
interesting.
get so used to it.
Yeah, maybe.
I have questions.
Very good, very good, good for him. All right, we'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
This past weekend alone, there were 6 incidents resulting in a gun being fired right here in Winston-Salem.
Hi, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico.
Check 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8.
Hello, sorry, I'm putting on my mic. Test, testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. All this movement will stop very soon. I am sorry. Yes, testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
Here I am. Don't worry, I'm here. We're ready to go. 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5.
It's time for my 2 cents. Here's the thing about me. I don't really like trying new food that much. I would rather just get what I'm used to because I know it will put a smile on my face. And anytime I think about the possibility of trying something new, I automatically think of fair food. For the past several days, we've talked all about the food people are dying to taste at the state fair. In fact, our very own Christian Morgan took a trip to Raleigh to try some of it.
This is how you do it. Yeah, you hold that up, you squeeze that lemon all over it.
Oh, yeah. That's great right there. Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. What's shrimp without lemon?
There, he tried a new cinnamon apple crunch bread pudding bites, and if you are a seafood lover, he tried what's called Oak City and chips, and he even tasted some hickory tree turkey barbecue. I'll be honest, those things are a little outside of my comfort zone. I usually eat deep fried Oreos or a classic turkey leg, but this year may be the year I branch out of my comfort zone and try new things. If you're like me and would rather just keep it simple, I encourage you to taste new things. What may help is to try not to overload your plate. Maybe see if they will let you taste a sample. Also, don't overthink it. Just take the bite. I mean, who knows? It might just make it to the top of your favorite fair food list. That's just my 2 cents. And that's your 4 to 5. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts right now.
It's an alarming stat. 60 people have been murdered in Greensboro this year. It is a huge number when you consider there were 35 homicides at this time last year.
Winston-Salem just reported its 40th homicide, 7 more than this time last year. Needless to say, something needs to change. WFMY News 2's Amber Lake was at a news conference